this isn't my phone. That's yours.
Ooh, we about to get started.
So we're just gonna start. Hi, Kobe Faculty.
Why would you get him? Honestly.
Did I get him excited? Okay.
How y'all doing?
Are you ready?
Oh, I had to make. Just had to. Girl, you look good. Okay. All right. So I'm talking to you here or like.
However you want to do it. If you want to like communicate with me,
all right, let's do
and
this
then
shit.
Look in there.
Let's just both look here. You can't look at me.
I don't want to look in there.
But it's gonna look like I'm ignoring you.
It doesn't. I'm okay. I'm really comfortable.
I'm
Are
not
you ready?
ignoring her.
Oh, sorry to do the intro and like introduce you.
Maybe you were supposed to sit over there like Oprah. Cause they don't be on the same couch.
Who are you, Meghan Markle?
No, they don't be on the same couch.
I know, but I'm not Oprah. When I get there, maybe the next interview. This is my first one.
I'm just saying, like there, like so that way I'm talking and they see me.
So next time we'll have a higher tripod, and then we can do that.
Okay.
This is like a better thing for us.
Okay.
We there?
Yeah.
We ready?
Sure, Oprah. I'm ready. All right, come on.
Yo, why?
About to get real. Honestly.
Okay, let me get myself together. Hey, Kobe Frappuccino.
Like now I'm turning around to talk to you. All right, I'm ready.
You sure?
Yep. Come on, guys.
Hello. Hey, guys. This is Risky Marie, the host of Everything is a Risk. This is my very, very first video of my podcast. And who better to have on this video than my cousin? Our topic today is going to be life and love after, is it divorce or separation?
We can call it both.
Both, divorce and separation.
We're mid-divorce.
Through mid-divorce.
Hi everybody, I'm Chay. I am mid-divorce. Going through a separation. We've been separated for a year and 6 months, a year and 5 months. And now we're finally going through the divorce process and we're still best friends and Dom wants to talk about it. So here I am talking about it.
I think it's kind of cool to talk about it because a lot of that don't happen a lot.
Yo, like honestly, that was like a real serious fear of mine. Really? Like not being friends. Yeah. Like I was more okay with, I was okay with the divorce, the separation, the not being in a relationship part. I could not wrap my head around not being friends.
Because y'all been through so much together.
That got bright. Yeah, like that part was the hard part for me to wrap my head around. And it's more so because of like societal standards, right? It's just like when you divorce, like you don't be friends. You know what I mean? And that was all I could think about. The relationship kind of, it wasn't really good. The friendship was good, but the relationship wasn't. So I'm like, well, why do we have to toss a friendship? Because the relationship has gone stale or gone sour or never really developed into what it should have been or could have been. Like, why throw away the friendship?
So did you know that the relationship was sour for a while?
Yeah, this is going to be the first time I'm ever telling anybody this. Maybe I should have checked with her first. But
if it's too much, we don't have
exclusive review. No, we looked up an annulment. We tried to get our marriage annulled like 4 months after we got married. And no one knew that. But it was too late.
Like at all?
No.
Like
none
of us knew that.
No, the two of us talked about it and that was it. And we looked it up and it was already too late because I think in PA it's like 90 days or something. Or 60 days. It is. And we were already past it and then we were like, well, we're here now, so we might as well try and make it work.
Oh my God.
Dun dun dun.
Yes! Because what?
Yeah.
Ball drop?
Yeah. That's our truth. That's really how it happened.
Oh, okay, so how did y'all know, like, within the 4 months? What was, like, did you just know, like, you were better as friends?
Well, what happened was the relationship prior to marriage was really, really great. It was awesome. A month after we got married, a month and a half after we got married, me mom passed away. Mm-hmm. And it was like everything changed. Like it wasn't like one thing in the marriage changed. Like everything changed. The communication went out the door. Like the consideration, the empathy on my part I didn't care about.
It was like your mental, because she was such a big part of you.
Oh my God, yes.
It was just like nothing else mattered.
Yes. And it was at a time where when we started to have struggles, I didn't care enough to try and fix it because my whole mind was on grieving. Which I actually didn't do during that time, but that's another story. But my whole mind was on like what was going on in that side of my life, that I forgot to and I forgot to nurture and water my grass in my marriage.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you guys try therapy?
So she was not interested in therapy. I was willing to try therapy, but my upbringing is a little different from hers. So everyone in my whole family is married for decades.
100 years. I love it.
She just called my grandma 120, and I'm telling her.
I did not say that.
As soon as this is over, can you not act like you have fleas? He has a flea and tea treatment. Flea and tea treatment. Every 4 weeks. You're being a little extra.
Just having a little scream.
That was a lot. Yeah, so I was like raised on marriage, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she wasn't. And so it was never, the conversation was never a divorce for me. It was absolutely. And even in my current relationship, it's never a let's end this. It's always a let's talk through this, let's work through this, let's fix this.
Everything comes to an end.
Not necessarily.
I mean, it necessarily doesn't have to, but do you feel like for you, it was like, let's fix this. Do you feel like at some point you were just forcing it to be something that it wasn't supposed to be?
1,000%. I was willing. I knew I was unhappy, and I was still willing to fix it. Unhappy, which is not. I'm not saying that that's a good thing. I'm saying that's where I was. That's my truth. I was at a point where being unhappy, it didn't have to be the end result. I could have just said like, okay, well, let's go to therapy. Let's figure out what does make us happy. This isn't working. Let's figure out how to get back to working. You know what I mean? There was a time where it worked. So it's like, well, let's just figure it out and get to a point where it does work. But the truth is, and always was, we were always better at being friends. And I think that's where people get confused. We were always better in our friendship. And we just decided, since we were both gay, that we should be in a relationship together. And it was like, oh, that's the next step. But it's like, we were really still just friends who were intimate. You know what I mean?
And that was your official first
out
relationship.
Yes. And I was faithful.
Okay.
Because I don't know what you're about to say. She throws shade. She probably didn't tell y'all that.
I just wanted the people to know, like, that was your first out relationship, because for the longest time you didn't know you were gay, but everyone around you knew you were gay.
So I didn't know I was gay until I guess I worked at LA Fitness, until I met she who shall not be named. Ever.
Drinks water.
Has none. No agua. But what kind of host are you? Honestly, Oprah always has water. And so does Ellen. Ellen would be so disappointed in our gay asses.
I know.
Because I need a mug. I should have had a mug.
I should have made one.
Damn.
I'll be better. This is my first video.
All right. Honestly, I want to be back next season because the treatment that I'm receiving is not cool.
It'll be totally better.
I'm getting a family discount out here.
Okay, it'll be totally better.
She got water.
The next one will be with all the girls.
Okay, I'm back at it. I was just a tomboy all my life and played basketball. Like, I didn't care about nothing. I didn't particularly care about guys or girls, one or the other. I was always attracted to guys, and I just didn't look at girls that way. Girls were like my basketball competition or my friends. Like, it was either those two categories. Either you my friend, somebody I can chill with, hang with, play video games with, or you're my basketball competition or my basketball teammate. Like, that's it. So no, I didn't know I was gay. But then once I discovered, I guess, that I was... Man, it's a good ride.
I didn't see my question. Okay, cool. Okay.
Oprah don't be having dogs in her interviews.
This is your dog.
Come on, Pop, seriously.
So you speak. Okay. So you speak about your mental health with the passing of me, mom, and then altering your relationship. Once you guys decided that you would separate, how was your mental health then?
It was probably the worst that it's ever been in my life. So we originally separated. We separated twice. Only y'all knew that, like, really, just my friends. So we separated in September. Remember? And then we got back together in October.
Is that when you moved?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. So wait, that was one. Oh, and then the last, which was divorce. Okay.
So we separated in September, and 2 days later, my favorite cousin was found dead. Callie, in Atlanta. So it was like, that was almost a year. So me and mom passed in October.
Mm-hmm.
And then the year following, September, we separate. And then Callie passes 2 days later.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a month shy of the anniversary of me mom passing.
Yeah.
Shit was not good.
It seems like it was like a repeat of like, you got married, me mom passed.
But the difference was, I relied on her for those 11 months. And then we separated. And she was the first person to come over after she found out Callie passed.
Okay.
And it's like, I was in a position where I was like, no, like, remember, you don't want to be with me. But also, like, I'm literally falling apart.
And you needed her.
Like, I needed someone. And, like, y'all were there for me. Because I was at Britt's house when I found out. And Brittany, I think, called Shira. I don't remember. Someone called her. But I know she showed up within several minutes.
Yeah.
Like, I was sitting on Brittany's couch and she walked in. And it was just like, it was such an awkward situation. But in some other way, it was so natural.
Yeah.
Because, and when we talk about it now, and it's like, well, what else would I have done? Found out that information and not came. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
But in hindsight, looking at it now, are you happy that she did?
Absolutely.
That she was the one that come?
Absolutely. I feel like when you're that close to a person, like literally married, like you married your literal best friend, that's a level of closeness that is hard to get from another person. Mm-hmm. Like, I have other best friends, I have family, I have cousins, I have close friends, but it's like that level of friendship when you're spending every waking moment with someone. Literally, we worked together, you know what I mean? Like, lived together, obviously drove into work together, drove home together. When you spend that amount of time with somebody who you're close to, who you're friends with, who you're like, it's a good vibe in your life, it's impossible. It was 2 days. It wasn't even 48 hours later.
Yeah.
So, and that was hard. Like, that was the hardest part of our friendship, where it was like everyone was giving me different levels of advice at the same time. Mm-hmm. All my friends is on some fuck that shit kind of shit. My mom is on some fuck that shit kind of shit. And everybody is just like pouncing on me to protect me. But looking back, I wish I did that so differently. Mm-hmm. Because everyone was so focused on saving me, protecting me, making sure I was okay, that no one was listening. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Like, really heard what you needed.
Like, nobody. So then we tried to, like, not be friends. Like, literally, we was just like,
you guys are co-parenting. How was that even gonna be an option?
Like, we didn't try to, like, not be cordial or not be friendly. Just like, let's like sever some of these ties, give ourselves some space here. Mm-hmm. I think it maybe lasted 4 days, if that. It was just like, this is stupid. Like, this is actually dumb. Like, you ain't do nothing to me, I ain't do nothing to you. We're literally best friends. This is stupid. Like, we're literally not being friends because we feel like that's what it's right to do. And that's so dumb.
So who initiated the last separation? You?
Yep. So she initiated the first.
Okay. I only asked because you said that when she came to Britt's house, you were like, no, you don't want to be with me. So
that was the first separation.
Okay.
So I don't want to say it came out of nowhere, because I knew that she was unhappy. I knew that I was unhappy. Mm-hmm. But in my head, it was always figure it out.
Yeah. You're not supposed to quit.
Right. So it was never like, that part was left field for me. We talked about it, but in my wildest dreams, would I have ever thought it became our reality? No. Mm-hmm. So at first it was just kind of like, well, you gave up. You quit on our vows. You know what I mean?
Were you looking at your side though?
I was only looking at my side. And I didn't understand then how much of her that I understand now, where we are literally just built differently. Mm-hmm. I would love to sit here and say that in a future relationship or my current relationship, if I was unhappy, that I would walk away. I would love to be able to say that. That's not my truth.
It's not who you are.
That's not who I am. I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, if I love you and you're giving the same amount of dedication to this relationship as I am, and we're still friends, you didn't disrespect me, you didn't cheat on me, you didn't hit me, vice versa. Like, we figure it out. Am I happy that she did make that decision? Absolutely. Like, I'm so much happier in my new relationship, and I'm so much happier with her as my friend.
And is she happier as well?
She said, yeah, I mean, as far as I know.
I'm saying, is being like her best friend, do you see a different glow in her or anything like that?
Oh, yeah. Okay. She, like, I mean, obviously people have things that they go through personally. Yeah. But I think she's in more of a self-discovery stage. So I don't know that I would say happier or more sad or either of those. But I do think that she is going through a series of phases where I think she's going through a series of phases where she is rediscovering who she is, figuring that out, and I think she now has the space to do that because she doesn't have to worry about, well, how is Shay gonna feel about it? How is this gonna affect Shay? How is this gonna affect our relationship? It's not like that. It's a friendship. So I mean, sometimes we obviously still get on each other's nerves. I mean, if you've met me, ew. Honestly, what's your whole thing?
I just was agreeing with you.
That sounded like more than an agreement. Honestly.
Okay, so did you go through like the stages of breakup? Of like angry, upset, fuck that shit, I'm out here.
I went
and
through.
And then like got common sense and like went through.
I went through like 8 hours of that.
8 hours?
Yep.
Not like days?
Nope.
I wish.
You were there for it. When all the girls came to the house and Steve was there and Mike was there and mom, dad, I was so hurt and so angry.
But I thought it would be.
And then I woke up. No, I woke up the next day and was like, that's still my best friend.
That's cool. I wish. Mine is like at least a week, maybe a month.
No,
I would say different stages. Like I feel like every day I went through like a different phase, or I go through like a different phase, and it's like, yep, but I'm still mad. But maybe she's petty in me. I'm still working on my growth. Okay. I'm still working.
We'll see, but then we got back together in October on my birthday. Yeah. So then it was like that month was hard. Like we were co-parenting. We were trying to figure out the friendship. Everybody had attitudes. Her family, my family, her friends, my friends. It was messy. But then we got back together. So then it was like, okay, well now we have to repair all of this damage we've done over the last 30 days and all of these relationships I just mentioned and like get back to us. Then we moved November 15th into this apartment and we separated December 15th, 30 days later. But that time, it was more of my decision than hers. But she was still okay with it because it just wasn't working. And at this point, like I had been single for a little bit and was like kind of rediscovering some of myself too. So it was like, you don't realize sometimes how unhappy you are until someone literally forces you out of it. So she forced me out of it. And then I was like, wait, like this felt a lot better. Like I was still linking with her. Like we were getting our nails done together. We would go to the movies. We would have dinner. But it was like, you go home to your shit, I go home to my shit. Or you go home to your piece and I go home to my piece. So it was different. And once November hit or December hit and shit still wasn't working, it was kind of like, we don't have to do this.
Yeah.
And it was the hardest thing of that for me was telling my family. Everything else, I had already figured out we could be friends, we could co-parent, and we can both be happy separately but together. You know what I mean? Because she still lived here for 6 or 7 months after we separated. And when I say we didn't do anything, like we didn't do anything that would even be considered remotely inappropriate.
Like y'all friendship? Like because y'all
quarantine helped our relationship.
Oh, because y'all went through it together.
Quarantine.
So y'all break up together. Well, y'all separation together.
Yeah. It like literally we were sitting on this couch. She was in my seat and I was in yours, and we were making dating profiles on Hinge for the other person. Like that's the level of comfort we had gotten to.
That is so freaking beautiful.
We were bored out of our mind.
I gotta get there.
We were we were doing workouts.
Okay, we're literally going through a separation. Not like a breakup. You're married, so you're going through a separation. You would think that quarantine would bring out like another side, but I guess because
it brought out the side that we missed. Yeah,
we're so genuine with each other. It brought out what mattered the most.
Yes, like we would just cook. Really Well, I would cook, she would eat. But we like new recipes, like watch movies, binge watch shows. We didn't have no work to go to. We didn't have no work to do at first. Like,
did you learn new things about each other?
Absolutely. She became more of my best friend over quarantine than she ever was before. But it was like we didn't have nothing to do other than look at each other. And we was just, it was kind of like, let's just make the best of it. There was no other escape.
Yeah.
There was no, well, I'm going to go hang out here. You're going to hang out. No, you're not hanging out nowhere.
Yeah, we're here.
We're quarantining. Right. This is it.
This is it.
Let's make the best of it. We went to the grocery store. And at the time, Naya was with her dad when quarantine first started. So it was literally me and you, brick by brick. We either going to build this shit or we going to knock it down.
Well, it's a good thing you built it.
And we both took...
knocking it down
but it can go that way.
Yeah.
It can go that way. I can only control me. She can only control her. It was either we're building it brick by brick, one at a time. You pick this up, I pick this up. This is our brick. Let's pick up another one. Or we knocking this fucking wall down because we going to go crazy.
Yeah.
But it takes two mature individuals.
Mm-hmm.
It takes two people to respect one another. That's what it took. It wasn't her making a decision or me making a decision. We had to be on the same accord, with the same goal, with the same mindset, with the same willingness to go through it.
So it's a good thing that you guys were growing together, because sometimes if you're growing and she's not,
right.
It wouldn't have not went that positive way.
Right. And I feel like at that point I had already grieved the relationship.
Okay.
So when you talk about how long were you angry about the breakup, I say 8 hours. I woke up and I was fine. That's because I had cried months before she actually made the decision to separate.
Because mentally,
every conversation that was coming up, every time we talking about it again, every time you're refusing therapy, every single time I'm breaking up in my head prior to us actually breaking up. So when it was actually happening, it wasn't anger. It wasn't resentment. It wasn't any of that. I don't even regret it, which is crazy because people always say that. Because we got married a year earlier.
Yeah.
And it's always like, oh, I bet you regret. I don't.
Because it worked out. It went how it was supposed to go.
I couldn't have, aside from if you stay together and your marriage works, obviously, but I couldn't have imagined a better version of ourselves not being in a relationship than the one we're in now.
Okay.
So I don't have any. I'm sorry. Are we disrupting your nap?
So, I guess you figured out during quarantine that you were ready to mingle since you guys were making pages for each other.
Girl, that was a fun night. It was so funny because we both deleted the app literally within like 48 hours. Like, what the fuck are we doing? But I still have friends not friends, but I guess associates that I met on those apps. But I wasn't meeting people to date them. I was even honest, like, in my profile and everything. Actually, the profile might still be there.
Yeah, just because you delete the app does not mean that you delete
I'm going to go delete that because I'm in a relationship and I'm happy and I'm faithful. I'm going to delete that. Okay, so, yeah, it said that I was looking for friends. Because it was, like, interested in men and women, interested in friendship. Like, just because I lived in Delaware and didn't know no fucking body out here. And we're in quarantine, so it's not like I'm going back and forth to my friends in Philly. Because everybody was trying to kind of, like, hunker down, stay put, and stay safe. So I was, like, seeking out, like, anybody that was in the area who was, like, remotely close to normal. Like, who the fuck is normal? Like, who? Who is normal? And, like, interested in a new friendship because, like, I don't know nobody out here, which is ultimately why I ended up getting a job at Total Wine, because it was just like I was bored out of my mind. Like when she moved out, I was bored out of my mind.
Now you're like a famous person from Total Wine.
Next question. Now just be famous.
So when you found someone, what was the process of that? Like when you met your new person.
I know, but the story is so funny. Fuck it.
Did you keep it to yourself? Did you like say, you know what, I need to tell my ex-wife about...
No, I'm going to tell you what I did. Okay.
You did something stupid.
I didn't.
know you did something stupid.
I didn't. So, I had this person who I worked at Total Wine with. And like, I used to always tell her she was my favorite person, and she told me I was her favorite person. And then one day she was like, I want you to meet my daughter. I'm like, okay. So I meet her daughter, and I couldn't focus. I was just like, oh my God. Like, whew, her daughter going to get me in trouble.
Wait, what? Her daughter? Wait.
The daughter is Bree.
You met your coworker's daughter?
I didn't meet her. She introduced me to her. I was at work.
To say hi.
Hey. Hey, do you want my story or not?
Yes.
Okay, so this is what happened. It was at Total Wine. She walked down. She like, Shay, I want you to meet my daughter. And she told her daughter, who happens to be Bree, my girlfriend now. She was like, hey, this is my favorite person, Shay. And then Bree was like, Mom, I'm your favorite person. And she was like, okay, she's my favorite person at Total Wine. And I'm like, oh, nice to meet you. They walk away.
In your mind.
I walk down the ramp and I talk to my best friend, Kyle. And I'm like, Kyle, I just met her daughter and I want her. And he said, no. He said, look at me. No.
But you know what? I feel like when we tell you no,
listen,
it still says
if
yes.
You know me,
in my head, I'm going to do it.
If you know me, once I say yes, it's a yes for me, dog. It's a yes.
No.
Okay? I've made my decision. I'm just happy to share it with you. My decision is made. I didn't ask for your advice. I'm sharing with you. So he literally looked at me. He said, listen, Shay, no. And I said, okay, you're right. You're right. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Why would I be with her daughter and I'm cool with her? That's ridiculous.
Your favorite person.
I still hope I am. And then, like 2 days later.
Did you ask her permission to talk to her daughter?
Just wait for it. So like 2 days later, I'm back at work. So I see this girl and I'm like, oh, she kind of cute. But I didn't realize it was her because like so many people come in Total Wine in the course of the day. And I was talking to, so many people was there. Hey, it's some joints becoming. It'd be the joints in the tequila aisle. So she was like, hey, Shay.
You stay away from tequila.
So when she said, hey, never staying away from tequila. When she said, hey, Shay, I'm like, fuck, I know this one. Like, this isn't good. I don't. And so she was like.
Did you ask yourself that one question? Fuck her.
A little bit. Like a small part of me was like, fuck. And she was like, you don't remember me? Like, or something along those lines. And I'm like, oh, you're such and such's daughter. And she was like, yeah. She's like, dang, you forgot already? I'm like, no. I realized she had a uniform on. I said, you work here? She's like, yeah, when you met me the other day, that was for my orientation. I was like, oh, okay, it's good seeing you again. She walked away. I walked right back down the ramp for Kyle. I said, bro.
Does he work at the bottom of the ramp or something? Why is he always...
we both work.
Why is he always at the ramp?
Y'all don't talk about my homie.
I'm trying to figure out why you can't meet him at another spot.
There's up the ramp is the wine section and down the ramp is a spirit section where he and I work.
Okay.
So, but I kept seeing her at the top of the ramp, like we're the front of her, because her mom works at the front. Okay. Like in guest services or whatever. So I walked back down the ramp. I said, bro, her daughter works here. He said, oh shit, you're gonna fuck her daughter. I was like, yeah, I am. Like, not, yeah. Honestly, yes. Like, that's my intention. That is absolutely my intention.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah, I swear to God, like, I'll call him. Like, literally, he was just like, fuck. Like, now he knows it's over. Like, I'm not going to be around her every day. You know what I mean? It'll be one thing to be like, tell your daughter I said what's up.
It's called self-control. It's called...
Yeah, I control... Yep, that's what I did. So, I didn't know if she was gay. So I was like, what do I do? That means nothing to me, honestly. But I just need to find out. Yeah, no. Because you got to find out. Gotta find out.
So what did you say, Shay? To find out?
You.
That's not a thing.
No, actually, I asked her to be my work girlfriend. I did.
And she agreed.
Yes. And at the
that
time,
gave you a clue.
Yeah, at the time I had a work wife who was like a 60-plus-year-old Caucasian woman, sweet as pie, Old Navy woman whose husband was deceased, and she said she never had a work wife before, so she was my work wife. Aww. And then me and Bree just kept getting closer and closer with this work girlfriend thing. And then she was like, I don't really like that you got a work wife and I'm just your girlfriend. Like, I feel like I'm better than that. So I made a paper ring out of a receipt paper.
Shut up. That is so cute.
What? Got right on my knee. Like, what? You ain't saying nothing but a thing. Will you marry me? Hello?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was right there. So then I had a work fiance.
Now I got a work fiance and a work wife.
Yeah, when I used to post screenshots from her, people always be like, why her name fiance? Like, I seen her name. Like, well, her name has literally been fiance on my phone since that day.
We said that when we were hearing your phone ring.
Everybody said it.
And we all were like...
Sanaya saw it in my car.
So, that's awkward.
Yep.
And what did you say?
Well, told her about her business. Sorry, y'all.
That's her daughter.
I told her. Stay in a 9-year-old's place and you mind your business.
It's not nice. She had a question.
Told her I spelled Beyonce wrong. Told her I left off the B.
There's no F.
I swapped them out. Beyonce. I did my best. Honestly, it doesn't matter. They're friends now.
Okay.
All that matters is that we made it through there. So yeah, that's how we met.
So before you guys made it official, did you have that conversation with your ex?
So the whole time she was my work girlfriend, Shira worked at Total Wine too. And they knew each other from Total Wine. But Bree thought I was still married to Shira and like in a relationship with her and thought I was just playing. Ain't that crazy?
No, why would that be crazy? It's kind of logical.
Because I wouldn't play like that. Shira would be right there and I would be flirting with Bree. That's strange to do if I'm in a relationship with her.
You're naturally a flirt.
No, I'm not.
Person.
Matter of fact, cut that out. No, I'm not.
I'm not cutting that out. You are.
Yo, no, I'm not. Rock, paper, scissors me right now.
For this comment?
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Come on.
No, because I always lose to you.
honestly, Oprah would do it, but okay.
No, you want to get rock, paper, scissors? Come on. We can do it. 3?
No, 1.
1, okay.
That's it.
Thank you.
All right, I guess you guys. Correct. No, I didn't say you're correct. I said you keep it. I am not a flirt. I'm not a flirt. I am nice. I am nice, and that confuses people into thinking that I'm flirting.
So was she okay with it?
Shira?
Yeah. When she
Shira,
found
so
out that
I used to come home every day. So Shira would be here like a lot during that time when she was working at Total Wine. And Chandra had moved in by then. I literally came home every single day to talk to them about Brie. It got to the point where Shira said, if you don't tell her you're serious, I'm gonna fucking tell her. And I'm like, well, that would be weird as shit.
It's a little awkward.
Yeah, she like, seriously, like, if you don't tell her, I'm gonna say something because I'm tired of you talking. And she loved her. She thought
so that was good. So they already had a connection before you even...
No, I wouldn't say a connection, but she loved her for me.
Like they were chill.
And Shira didn't like any of the other girls that I was talking to prior. So for her to really like her, it was something different.
That's cool.
And I'm like, oh, like she must really like this girl.
She might have got a good vibe from her.
Right, like she's seeing something about her in addition, outside of her being pretty, outside of her being nice, outside of me having a good time with her. Like she's seeing something different. Like they're still cool now.
Is he okay? Just a little
aggressive. Like honestly, let's stay on the question.
Okay.
Like, cause my dog isn't the topic of discussion today.
I just
like. Do you want to interview him next?
No, I like Frappy.
Okay.
Just,
his name is Kobe.
Frappuccino.
Kobe Frappuccino.
Frappy.
Kobe. Hey, you're making a lot of noise, pup. Honestly.
So when did you guys, as a unit, say like, oh, let's tell our daughter that you're dating? Was that strange?
Story time.
Okay, so wait, how did she handle the separation?
Which one?
Like the initial, like the
no,
final,
who? Which
not,
she?
Naya. I'm sorry.
There's so many she's.
Lesbian life.
The initial one, she was actually cool with it. We didn't really share with her like the negative side of anything, so she didn't know anything. It was more like she would tell her mom like, I want to go to Nini's house or something like that. Like, and I would obviously get her.
Yeah.
But it was never. She maybe said once that she wished we were married, maybe. Okay. But now that she sees it, like we're happy, she's still happy. She still
gets both of you,
and we still do stuff with her together too.
Okay.
It's not just like you could be with your mom this weekend, you could be with this mom this weekend.
It's not like her family was.
No.
That's good.
No. Good. She actually, I'm gonna tell you some more stuff off camera.
Okay. But okay, so how did we get to?
How did she meet her?
Yes.
Oh.
And being okay with that.
Okay, because Bree and I had talked about it, and we both said way too soon. Way too soon. You don't just meet someone's child in this short amount of time.
I mean, technically, let's meet the world.
It was like 30 days.
And
Shira was here. And I said, hey, she was watching Naya. I was at work. Mm-hmm. I said, hey, I'm going to bring Bree over after work. She's like, all right, cool. I had already told Shira, I'm not ready for her to meet my kid. I thought we were all on the same page.
Shira was still here.
Shira was supposed to be here, but Sanaya was supposed to be in bed. It's past 10 o'clock at this point. We walk in, Sanaya right there. Hi, what's your name? Right there. Bam.
Bam. Boom.
Honestly, we actually just talked about this. She said that I didn't even introduce them. Like, I was in that much of shock. I think Sanaya introduced herself.
What kind of parent?
Yeah, I was just like...
You were thinking, we talked about this. I told you what was happening.
And I said, like, we on our way. Like all of that. Yep.
But they seem really, really cool.
They are, but it was a shock for me. It was something I wasn't ready for. But in some odd way...
It happened.
At this point, Shira's a wizard. Did you go to Hogwarts, bitch?
Did you go to Hogwarts?
Okay, Hufflepuff.
Or Ravenclaw.
Because honestly, like the next day, I came out, Sanaya was talking to me about her. And she was just like, is that your girlfriend? And I was like, not yet. And she was like, is it going to be your girlfriend? You know what I mean? But she wasn't like sad. It was more so like, oh, Nene, give me the juice.
Like, hey girl, what's going on?
Yeah, like literally they were cooking breakfast, I think like probably within 4 days after that together.
Cute.
Yeah, and in some weird way, her meeting her sooner, yikes, awkward. In some weird way, their relationship kind of moved ours along, at least on my end. Because it's always in the back of your mind, like, do you know how important my child is to me? Do you understand that my child comes first? Do you understand that you have to fit into what we already have? You know what I mean? It's not me coming to you and then she have to fit in. Like, we're solid and we need you to fit in. And it was like seeing that before we were in a relationship. And of course, I told Sanaya, like, she's just my friend. She's just my friend. But Sanaya ain't stupid. So.
She's a very smart girl. Stop trying to play my girl.
She's like, is Miss Bree sleeping there? I'm like.
Stop trying to play my girl.
She came over this morning. Like, honestly, mind your business.
Yo, stop lying.
Yo,
stop lying to your kid.
Show her this when she's 18. She don't really know.
Show her this when she's 18. So mentally, are we in a better space?
Yes. Oh my God. I don't think I've ever been this like mentally strong and like real life genuinely happy in literal years. Like, I think the last time I was this happy might have been like transy or high school.
The good days.
You know how you really think back, like, damn, were the good days? Like, these feel like...
Yo, I just said this. I was watching Living Single. I said, I remember when I used to be a little girl watching this damn show, and I was just so
like,
happy.
watching Sister, like you didn't have, like, real life problems. Like, that's how she makes me feel. Like, the point that I'm at now, it's like, these feel like the good days. Like, these feel like they're going to be such nostalgic moments for me that I'm just like... Man, like that, I was really, really happy. And I feel like I'm in it and I'm aware of it. So it's not like I'm just letting these days pass me by and then I'm like, damn, I was so happy then. I'm happy every day. I wake up happy every day with intention, with purpose. Every day I wake up happy on purpose.
I like that.
And I just live in it, happy. Even when we have disagreements, even when we have like, not even arguments. We've had strong disagreements, but we're not raising our voice. We're not cursing at each other. We're not being disrespectful. Her level of maturity is something that, like, I've had to match, honestly. Honestly, I still don't have water. Her level of maturity is something that I've had to match. You know what I mean? She's not taking me seriously, y'all. This is crazy.
I am, but did you have to make that
Get
statement?
me a new interviewer.
Next time I'm going to have water, I promise. Got you. She makes you happy on all levels.
Yes, I was saying her level of maturity is something that, like, I had to match.
Okay.
Because, like, I don't know, it's just, like, she communicates differently. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not used to, I've had quite a bit of women. I'm not used to somebody who just, like, come out and, like, say what's wrong. I'll be like, well, what the shit? I can fix that.
You won't be ready.
Like, I'm not used to it. Like, I'm ready.
Okay.
But every single time, it's a shock. Every time you're not raising your voice when we disagree, I'm shocked.
Okay.
Every time where you literally communicate, you know what? I need a break. I need a moment. Like, I don't want to talk to you right now. and then just take the break, and then we talk after. Yo, let me tell you what girls do. Hold on. Zoom in. Listen. This is what the girls be doing. Honestly, I need a moment, and then we'll talk about it. And then they don't ever want to fucking talk about it. You bring it back up. Why are you bringing that back up? Why are you living in the past? Bitch, you the one who said we was finna talk about it after you calmed down. I'm not calm yet. Well, how long? Not mine.
She's
calms down, and then we actually have a conversation.
You get a solution.
Yes. Even when we agree to disagree, we still get a solution out of it.
That's good.
And then, like, she don't be mad for the rest of the day. Like, she don't stick in it. Okay. You know what I mean? You know how people, like, fake soft shit, and then, like, I don't want to watch a movie with you. Like, but I don't want to eat dinner with you. Like, I'm over it, but I don't want to be bothered. A lot of people do. A lot of people do. That's not her. It's after the conversation, I'm like, all right, so, like, what you want for dinner? I want such and such. And we just move on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We just move on. It's great. Happy.
So out of this whole thing, out of the separation, out of the new relationship, out of loss, grief, what is your biggest risk that you've taken, like, through the whole process? What do you think your biggest risk was?
I think I've taken several. The hardest one for me was being open to really loving again. When I first met Brie, it was literally just about the physical. I didn't want no relationship. I barely wanted a friend at that point. I didn't even want attractive friends. I was just like, I want to do this and do that and get out. And we weren't intimate for a really long time.
Okay.
And that was my decision. Say it again.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I know.
Damn. I wanted to do it differently. I was like,
I see. Very differently.
All right.
Well, you know, just saying. No. I love you.
My mom might watch this.
I hope she does.
I hope she doesn't. I'm not even telling her to watch this. Like, mom, don't watch it.
I'm the one to send it to her.
All right. No, but honestly, when we first started talking, it was really just about that. And the more I was her work girlfriend, I'm like, ew, I like her. This is fucking gross. Blah, blah. Get away. And then Cheryl was like, I really like her for you. And I'm like, no.
I'm starting to realize that the more you say no to things, Cheryl was kind of coming through with, like, knowledge, like, boom, I got you.
All right, if you interviewed her, I do that for her more. Honestly, like, if she's Hufflepuff, I'm out here in Gryffindor. Like, okay. Don't disrespect me.
I'm not, all right.
Wingardium Leviosa out this bitch. Okay?
I have my line.
Period. This girl's something else. Yes. So once I really started liking her, I literally tried everything in my power to get the fuck away from this girl. Yes. Why? Yes. Even one day, like, my dad saw her in the store, and, like, I was like, oh, this is my work girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. We walked away. He like, so, like, is that your real girlfriend or just your work girlfriend? I was like, oh, no, she's younger. Like, it was just something to do, but she just cool. But I'm
trying to play age with it, though?
Yeah.
Really?
Yo, I was really trying to convince, I swear. Like,
age?
Bro, Bible, I was literally trying everything in my power to not fall for this girl. And the harder I tried, the harder I fell. And I was like, yo, like, what are you trying to tell me? Like, what are you trying to tell me? Because I'm not doing this again. And then once I found out she liked me too and was like open to dating, I was like, shit. Like, I wasn't ready for something serious. Well, I didn't think I was ready. I should say that. Mm-hmm. I didn't even have discussions with myself on whether or not I was ready. Like, that was so far from what I wanted that when it hit me, it just hit me. And it was nothing I could do. It came out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. Because it was just, like, playful. It was just fun.
Yeah.
And then, like, it wasn't. So the biggest risk, 100%, was talking to God and getting my responses and just trusting him. Like, okay, you're asking me to give this one more go. This is my last go. Ain't no more goes.
I mean, but this seems like it's going really, really well.
It better continue going really well if y'all want me to be with somebody, because this is it. It's Brianna or Ho for life. You hear me?
I'm gonna go with Brie for 1,000, Alex.
Me too. Like, that's my choice.
Because
But I don't know what God's plan is.
I don't think it's hope for life.
You never know. You never know. Okay? So, everybody needs somebody.
So before we end, what would be like a piece of advice for somebody that's like in your shoes or maybe going through what you went through or going through?
You know what my biggest advice is? I'm going to look at the camera. I don't know where it is, but I'm going to look. Is it right there?
Yeah.
Hey.
Right here.
Hey, everybody. My true, genuine advice is to be unapologetic about exactly who you are and exactly what makes you happy. I made so many excuses. I would try and, I don't want to tell this person that. I don't need to show this person this, because it was like, I don't want to hear what they got to say. I don't want them to judge me. I don't want them to feel how they got it. It don't fucking matter. Ain't nobody in this world that know my happiness better than Chay. Nobody.
That part. So
I wake up, I got it tattooed on my damn body. Can y'all see it? And my bracelet says it too. I just realized. Okay.
Oh, that's cute.
Brie got me this.
Those are cute. What does the other one say? Dog mom. Those are cute.
So thank you. Genuine advice. Be unapologetic every single day. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm not apologizing for who I am. I'm not apologizing for who I'm friends with. I'm not apologizing for who I'm dating. I'm not apologizing for what makes me happy. You either are on board with it or you're not. But I am going to do what the fuck I want to do every single motherfucking day that ends in Y. Period.
Period.
Boom. Period. Unapologetically Chay every goddamn day.
I love it.
Yeah. It's going to get you places.
I'm proud of you.
Happiness is on the other side.
Listen.
I promise.
I'm getting there.
I promise.
It's there.
You're going to cry a lot of days. You're going to laugh a lot of days.
Done that.
You're going to cry more.
Done that. Still doing that.
And I'm telling you, it is light at the end of the tunnel. I swear to God. I promise you, it is there. And it's like, it's going to come to a point where it's like, they're like, oh, the grass is always greener. No, you're going to water your grass, and your grass is going to be green.
Yes.
And that's
I just tweeted it. I said that the grass is
I turned your tweet notifications off last night.
Because I was tweeting too much?
I said, what we're not going to do, I've kept it on all this time. And sometimes I just be like, Dom is really on one tonight. Last night, I said, I can't take this shit.
So for me, Twitter is a journal. You know, I like to write.
Well, there was my honest on it.
So I just tweet. You guys, if you follow me on Twitter, I tweet like a lot.
Don't turn her notification. But then, like, you won't tweet. Like, she'll tweet.
I'll go a hiatus, and then I'll come back like,
and it'll be
boom.
like I didn't need 20 tweets. Honestly, you get 140 characters. Like, use them in one tweet, maybe.
I tweet like I text.
Okay, but 30 tweets for you could have honestly been 8. Like, just utilize your characters.
You guys, this is my cousin Chay.
With no water.
I gotta have water next time.
Bye.
And this was our first video interview. You will see her again with water. With water. And Kobe will be here too. Kobe, want to say bye?
Kobe.
He's licking the rug. So maybe next time.
Licking the rug. Hey, puppy.
Oh, there you go. You want to say bye?
Puppy. You want to say bye to him? Say bye.
Say bye.
Bye.